Some other textbooks that I like. You don't have to buy them, but I can tell you a couple that are out there that I think are really good. This first one, An Introduction to Classical Econometric Theory by Paul Rood. That's a great book. It's not easy to read. One of the reasons I like it is because he, in many very difficult places, he has a really neat graphical interpretation of what's going on. He's got little pictures, so you can look at the picture and understand what he's talking about. So there's something more than just symbols on the page. Intermediate Statistics and Econometrics by Dale Poirier is pretty old at this point, but it's a great book. And so if you're struggling with your background in statistics, then Poirier is a great place to go. It goes beyond whatever statistics books you've used before you found your way in here. The book by Paraki, Econometrics, 2001. He wrote that book in a period of time when he was visiting at NYU. And that's where Bill Green is. And so he was very heavily influenced by Green. He's written at about the same level, but there are some different interpretations here and there that made it a worthwhile book. At a much lower level, A Guide to Econometrics by Peter Kennedy, whatever the current edition is, that's a very good econometrics book. This is a very good recipe type econometrics book. And many of my econ students over the years have told me they really like Gujarati's basic econometrics book. It has the same topical coverage as Green, but it's presented at a much lower level. Less algebra and more discussion of the way things are and the way they work. The last one, Davidson and McKinnon, Econometric Theory and Methods, that in difficulty that ranks up there with Rood, Poirier, Paraki, and Green. It's a very good book out there on the frontiers of econometrics. I don't know what edition they're into. They might be into the second edition by now. And it's very popular, I must say, as a textbook. Let's see.
Dr. Buck, what about Wooldridge's book? It's kind of a basic econometrics book.
Yeah, I mean, there are a gazillion out there. You can use whatever one you like. And when the going gets tough in Green, take out one of those other books and read them. And they'll help you understand the algebra of what Green is doing, or why he's chosen to do the algebraic derivations of certain things and not others. All right. So these are just recommendations. Your only required book is Green, a recent edition of Green. So there are 36 of you. Usually I get about 10 people. The way I'm going to determine your grade is from homework, a midterm, a final, and your research paper. You turned in a homework last week, and that will be your first homework, your first grade of homework. I guess we're going to do 4 more. So we'll probably have 4 more homework assignments, and I will give you a week's notice. Oh, and at the margin, class participation is going to count. So if it's a choice between a B+ and an A-, I have to have some way to tip you over or leave you at a B+. It's either 0, 5, or 10. And then at the end of the semester, I just average up over them and kind of rank order things, and that helps me figure out how to tip you one way or another. Also, it gets you used to addressing a group of your peers. And some of you are a little older, have already been out in the workplace. You know that you have to have that facility. You can't stand in front of your peers and sell them on your ideas if you can't speak articulately in front of the audience. This is a way for you to practice. Collect your wits quickly, provide a succinct answer, and move on. Come to class prepared. There's never a dull moment. We'll do it in here just to make sure that everybody is staying current and doing a little bit of background reading before they show up for class. And sometimes I ask questions that it turns out are too difficult for people to answer straight away. If I realize that that's the case, I'll go back and I'll lead them along, more like the Socratic method that they use in the law school, where they ask you a set of leading questions trying to steer you toward a wrong conclusion and see whether or not you're quick enough to get back on track and hit in the right direction. So I'll ask you some leading directions to hit you in the right direction. So there, I guess I'll put a little note in here saying that the discretionary part of your grade is going to be based on class participation. And there is a class capture button on the Blackboard website for this class. Last Wednesday it was supposed to have been running, but there was something wrong with the system in this room, and so it didn't work at all. Office hours. Yeah, I'll be in my office on Wednesday afternoons before this class, and on Tuesday afternoons So my email address is Bucket Temple. You can always use my email address anytime you want. My phone numbers, you can call if there's a big problem. You can call. My office is 1985. You can call me at home if it's a really desperate situation. That's my home phone number. So office hours for you guys, if it turns out that you can't make it between 2 and 5 on a Wednesday, then we'll work out something else.
If we want to open your MathCAD files that you have on the website, can we open them in Maxima or no?
No. No. You have to have MathCAD in order to open it.
Okay.